Can yeah. Cool. You can start, Nisreen, inshallah, whatever advice that you have regarding mindset.
Yeah, I suppose the only thing that I would really stress is in the beginning, I was a little bit overwhelmed, and I got started and I was worrying about maybe putting my what my name was going to be, and how my paperwork was all coming together, my offer, all this and that, whatever. And I kind of did that for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. And then I realized I didn't feel good about it. I felt like, oh, I've achieved nothing. And then I kind of remembered that I've got to do the hardest thing first. I've got to do the one activity that's actually going to make me progress, that's going to make a difference. And I remember that from many, many years ago in sales, we always used to say, the phone can change your life. So just pick it up and speak to people. So I started just thinking about making 20 calls a day and doing it as quickly as possible. I even would put my headphones in so I didn't have to keep picking the phone up and down. I can just dial the numbers one after the other, one after the other. And at the end of that, the first day, even though I was a little bit scared, I felt by the time I'd done the 20 calls, I felt great. And I thought, right, that's what's going to achieve something. I'd started to learn a lot about my niche from speaking to people. And then that just became the most important thing to me to do. And I was proved right when, after like the first couple of weeks, Azam will know that I had to change my niche. I'm sure he was like sick and tired of seeing my call list was all the same people, but he didn't realize I was probably calling them about 5-6 times a day trying to get hold of someone, and to the point where they knew my name when I was calling up. And I realized that very quickly after doing all those calls that this niche wasn't for me, because I would never be able to speak to the principals. So I moved on. And in the second niche, I've realized that I've learned more through speaking to all the businesses that I've spoken to, which is over 250 now, about how to handle what these people are looking for, what their pains are, what the best way to market it is. What I've even got tips from them. I mean, like, I will speak to people and the conversations will just go on and they'll give me so much information. And I found that that's more valuable, because in the beginning, all that I worried about, the name, the offer, the things like that, I didn't end up using any of that. And I wasted 2 weeks on that, stressing about that useless bit of thing. When now I realize that the sales calls are what will get you everything you need. And we should just focus on that. Don't worry about everything else, because everything else can fall into place later on. And it will do, just because by the nature of the thing, you'll work things out as you do along the way. But the sales calls are going to give you everything you need. They're going to give you the contact with that genre, that niche you've gone for. They're going to tell you everything you need to know about how to market it, how to help those people, whether this is going to be a successful niche or not. Your name, your offer.
You're saying that just ask the market what exactly they want and they will tell you, and that's how you create your offer. You don't need to do anything beyond. You just need to get on to project 1 and 2. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. I really do feel that, because for me, even the offer has now gone to the wayside, because they're telling me what they want. Everybody just wants to fill their quota. Well, they want to fill what they tell you what they want. They tell you even how to market them. They tell you where they've fallen down, and from where their mistakes, you figure everything out. And then the rest is technicalities, is how I look at it. It's just technicalities, putting paperwork together, shuffling contracts and all that. You'll get it all. But you won't get anything if you don't have clients.
Exactly. And, just like I say, do it. You'll see what happens. And then, you'll be able to adjust according to that. That's why, it's so interesting how Nasreen said, I have the headphones on, so it's easy for me to dial the next one. So make the effective actions easy to do. Stop worrying about the other things. Just get on to the action steps, because there's a reason why I've given you those things. And very, very good stuff, Nasreen.
Can I just say one thing that might help other people? One thing we used to say in sales many years ago, before maybe anybody else would know, is we used to say that later and someday were the thieves of success.
I just got it.
Yeah.
Just got it. Yeah.
So when you say, I'll do this later, or someday I'll get this done, or someday I'll do that. And we used to always say, these are the thieves of success.
Amazing. No, that's incredible. That's incredible, Nasreen. But what I want to do is just move on to the mindset presentation. To be honest, there's not much mindset today. It's mainly just sales, because a lot of you requested that you wanted to go through sales and the sales structure. But again, once again, I really appreciate that, Nasreen. It really, really should have helped some people kind of understand what exactly it takes to succeed. This is what I mean by proof of concept sale. When you speak to those people, when you call them, you understand what they want, what their pains are, what they don't like, what they like. So then when you get on to automating everything, then you understand the market. But if you just jump straight onto automation, then how are we going to progress? You're just going to be confused, or you're just going to be wasting money, burning money. And Abdul can give you, a very good idea. If you're not good at, understanding the market, how they operate, then every single day you see that ad spend going up. It hurts. So you really need to be fully confident and have that extra cash from your first proof of concept sale to then go on and really scale this business. Just to go back to my example, I made my first 5K a month through these outbound systems that I've given to you. Then I started running ads, which took me to 11K. Then the next month was 38K. Then the next month was 60K. So that's how exponential growth you can experience through ads. Let me get on to the presentation with the sales. And inshallah, I feel like you'll really like this, because we're going to do some sort of role play at the end as well. Don't worry, you're not going to have the pressure. It's on me, because Abdul's kindly volunteered to tell, what sort of questions his prospects ask him. So inshallah, hopefully you'll find this very useful. But anyway, we've already covered this. Mindset would allow you to take action. Now that you know, as Nusreen mentioned as well, just go ahead and do the action, stop overthinking, and inshallah you'll be able to get results. Now, everyone here on this call is in phase 2 except Nisreen and Abdul. And basically, you guys are trying to get your first client. It's pretty normal to be confused, uncertain. This is something new for you. So all you have to do is just take it one step at a time. Let's focus on the mindset for now. And also, something I always ask people to do is drop your motivation meter after this call. To me, all I want is your feedback. Please don't be one of those people, and I'm like that your feedback won't count. Oh, there's a lot of other people that can give the feedback. It won't matter if I drop in the feedback on WhatsApp. Please just drop in a scale of 1 to 10 with how you found this call. 10 being this was perfect, exactly what I needed for the week ahead. 0 was just completely pointless. It didn't help me at all. More you give me feedback, the better I can make these presentations every single week. So today's topic is the sales structure simplified, which can become a 6-figure asset by itself. If all I gave you was this sales structure, you can literally make 6 figures plus, multiple 6 figures for the rest of your life in any industry, because the principles never change. I've used this principle or system in 4 different industries, made well over 6 figures in each industry, and that's exactly what I'd like to give to you. Second thing that I wanted to talk about was the water pipe example, which I'll get onto later on. Now, during the presentations, especially in this one, because I'm explaining a topic like sales, I really need you guys to drop in a 1 in the chat if you are keeping up with me, you understand everything, and a 2 if you don't and you'd like me to repeat the presentation, because the worst thing that would be is you guys don't understand anything and then I keep speaking. I really want this to be very, very productive for you guys. Cool. So the mindset of getting a close. Let's just forget about the word sales or convincing. If you're an honest person, you will know that you're going to try your best to deliver to your client. So all they care about is the value. So we're not taking anything from them. We're just giving them what they want. So you shouldn't have this icky feeling in your mind that, oh, I'm just selling them something. It's giving them value. Any sort of sales or close is just a value exchange. So basically, you're just trying to see if you can help this human being, this person that has come to you on a call. No one does anything for no reason, especially a sane person. So they're there for a reason. You just need to find out what problems they have, what they're trying to get to, and then see if you can help them or not. Let me give you this tennis serve example. For the people that have played tennis in the past, so the way you start the game, and I'm not an expert, but you basically throw the ball in the air and then hit the ball with the racket, basically. Now, the reason I give this tennis racket and ball example is the ball is the problem that they have, the intent that they have. But if someone doesn't have a problem or the intent to do something, meaning the ball is not even in the air, then there's nothing that you can hit with the racket. So there needs to be an initial ball in the air, meaning an intent, a motivation, a problem that you can solve and hit with the racket and then close the deal. Please drop a quick one in the chat if that made sense so I can move over to the next slide. Perfect. I see ones coming in. So that is the mindset. So we covered in this slide that sales is basically just a form of value exchange. You're not taking anything from anyone. You are a honest Muslim. You know that you're going to try your best to deliver results, and they're going to get the value that they want. Now, why anyone buys in one sentence? Past perceived voids create present pursued values, as in something I did not have in the past. Financial stability, lack of growth in the business. I never had this nice car in the past, so I would like to have this nice car in the future. I would like to have this system in the future so I can grow my business sustainably. I would like to have financial stability because I did not have it in the past. So what this basically means in simplified words is if there is something that you did not have in the past, chances are you will want that in the future. So past perceived voids, void is the main word here, create present pursued values. So again, if there is a motivation, there's an intent, there's a need, that would mean that is something they would desire in the future as well. Now, 5 steps to close any deal. This is the best thing I can give you in this program. If this was the only thing I gave you, you would, trust me, make money for the rest of your life. There is no chance you won't make multiple 6 figures, if of course you understand this. But step one, with any human, if you're trying to close them, sell them, anything, is finding out what is it that they want. Hey, what brings you to the call? How can I help you? Judge their motivation. What are your goals? Like, what are you trying to get from this? And they will tell you, hey, this is my problem. I've just been trying to scale for the past 6 months, haven't really found anything that is sustainable enough or something that actually works. Or I've just been trying to find someone for the past 6 months and I haven't really found a dependable person that could help me scale. So they would tell you the situation. If you ask in the right way, you ask in a confident voice, you will get the response that you want. If you ask in a way where you're kind of half-hearted way, so what brings you to the call? They don't trust you. Why would they tell you their life situation if they don't trust you? So you need to ask confidently, hey, Naveed, what brings you to the call today? And then Naveed would tell me, hey, this is what's going on, this is why I'm on the call, and he would tell you the reason. And then after you understand Naveed's motivation, what exactly he wants, then you move over to understanding his problem. Let's just say Naveed is a construction company owner. Naveed would say, hey, I've just been struggling for a while. I tried Facebook ads, it doesn't work. And, I'm just really struggling. I don't know what to do. So you'd kind of go deeper into the pain, the problem that he's going through right now, because business is just solving problems. So you're just trying to uncover the problems that they have. People already have the problems, they already want the things, but you just have to uncover those things by asking questions the right way. And I know this seems pretty complex right now, but just to simplify it, step one, judge their motivation. Hey, where are you right now? What's the problem? Number two is, okay, tell me more about the problem. Number three is, okay, well, let's say, for example, we can solve that problem and get you 10,000 in additional monthly revenue. What exactly are you trying to do? Is it more expansion of the business? Is it more personal things, like more time with family, etc.? What is it? So get specific with it. Like, people just say, hey, I just want to scale. What does that mean? You need something quantifiable. 10,000 a month additional revenue, 20,000 a month. You need specifics for the desire that they have. The best thing about humans is it does not matter what time it is, does not matter who it is, there will always be a future desire. There will always be a void, past perceived void, that they are trying to fulfill by going after their present pursued values. Then step 4 will be you repeating their situation, because humans want to feel that connection. They want to feel like, okay, this person that I might work with, he understands me, or he or she understands me. So you repeat back their situation, exactly what they've told you in step 1, 2, and 3, and they're like, you get me. Okay, cool. Tell me more. And then that's where you go on to the offer, the offer statement that I've given every single person here on this call. You just go on, share the screen, because people like seeing things. So you share the screen, you share the screenshots that you've got from the private person, and then relate that back to, okay, you know how you mentioned, Naveed, that you wanted to add 10,000 in additional monthly recurring revenue. This screenshot that you see, I know it just looks like a bunch of numbers to you right now, but this basically means that you would be able to add 10,000 in additional revenue. All we have to do is just spend a certain amount. Now, step 5 is pretty important. Step 5 is probably the most important thing. That's why I've given you this Excel tracker that you track every single person, you record each call, so I know exactly what is happening. So let's say, for example, expanding step 5 a bit more, you speak to John, Samantha, Jimmy, Tim, and then they're all missed deals. Now, you need to ask everyone this key question at the end, whether they buy or don't buy. Hey, if they didn't buy, would you be able to give me feedback on what exactly was the thing that stopped you from moving forward today? It will just help me improve myself, and people love giving feedback. So they will tell you exactly what it was. So let's say, for example, a couple of times in a row, you get the same thing that was the reason that people didn't buy it. Hey, lack of belief because you have no website, lack of belief because you're not a registered company, this or that, whatever it is. The market will tell you what they want, what they don't want, why they didn't buy, why they bought. So let's say, for example, you get 4 in a row or 5 in a row where people say the exact same thing or somewhere around the same thing. You then solve the problem, as in you go on Canva. It takes 5 minutes, just develop a quick website just because your market wants it, because they told you they want this. And then you create a marketing asset. Or you could call the sales asset, to then send to them before they jump on a call with you. So then when you speak to Michelle, then she becomes a closed deal, because your market in general thinks exactly the same way. It's scary how, a specific market speaks the same way, thinks the same way, acts in the exact same way. Because I'm not sure if you remember from my last presentation, 90% of our actions come from our subconscious. And when we hold an identity that, hey, I'm a busy construction owner, I'm a busy accountant, you start to act exactly the same way. And trust me, you won't understand this until you actually do this for a while. You'll be like, wow, there's a pattern in each and every single individual. They think the same way, act the same way. It's scary how it all correlates. But anyway, you make a website, and then when you speak to Michelle, because she's already seen the website, she becomes a closed deal. Who understands this? Does everyone understand this? Like, can you please drop a 1 in the chat? 2 if you don't. I know it's a lot of effort putting the 1 in the chat. I really appreciate you guys dropping the 1s. It just helps me understand. Perfect. Now, let's cover objection handling. Now, what is objection handling? Let's say, for example, at the end, you're at step 4 and you repeat their situation. You gave them the offer, and they're like, I don't know. I feel like it's a bit too expensive. Now, you might have seen in typical sales advice trainings, etc., that you need to phrase it in this way. You need to say, but what do you mean by that? Stop. Forget about all those typical sales trainings. Objection handling is them saying, hey, I'm still a bit uncertain. If you knew 100% something can help you get to the desire that you have, 100% you would do it. So basically, indirectly, what they're saying is that you still haven't given me enough certainty. So first of all, you try to uncover that a bit more. So you'd say, hey, I understand, John. You have worked hard for your money. You're a pretty busy guy. You don't want to put your time and attention towards anything that is ineffective. I'm sure you'd like to actually get to your goals. When you say price doesn't make sense, do you feel like if I was able to add 10,000 a month in additional revenue, which is 120,000 a year, my price of 2,000 would justify that? You'd say yes. Then you'd say, how can I give you certainty that what I'm offering for 2,000 can actually get you to that 120,000 a year? And he would tell you hey, this is what you can do. And then you do that. That's all objection handling is: uncover what is going on, solving the problem, or giving them more certainty. So another way you could do that is, because you've taken the time out to listen to the person, what exactly their pains and problems are, the best way to do objection handling is that you just go back to, hey, John, like, I understand, like, you feel like this is not the right time, but you mentioned to me that you've been struggling with this for the past 6 months. You don't know how to do it. You haven't been able to find a dependable person. And I'm here giving you this guarantee. Worst case, we're going to give you a contract. We're going to do the payment through PayPal. So there's no risk to you. Worst case is you lose nothing. You get our system anyway. But best case is you get to add 10,000 a month and escape this thing. So tell me honestly, John, what is the actual reason that we're not moving forward today? And then he'll tell you the actual reason. You just have to ask people what exactly is the situation, and they will tell you exactly what it is. Coming to typical sales advice, people love complexity. What I've told you, this 5-step thing, is exactly what I've used to make well over 7 figures in revenue. Nothing else whatsoever. Just simplicity scales and fancy fails. So just forget about complexity. You search up sales training on Google or YouTube, you'd see so many stupid things like tonality, 5 different types of tonality. If someone says something like this, you need to do it in a confused tonality. What do you mean by that? You forget about all that. You're not going to do that in a real situation. You just need to understand the human and speak to them like a human. You just told me you have a problem. Let's solve that. That's all closing is. Anyway, last point is just need to make sure that they believe we can help them. Coming back to the sales asset. So over time, I've told you guys that 30 consultations, your closes can come anywhere. Elias, he took his first consultation, first close. Nisreen, I'm not sure exactly how many, but for Abdul, he's had 20 consultations. So you've had 3 and you've had 1 close. And Abdul's had, technically he's at 3, but 1 was basically you have to refund the person, which was a mistake and shouldn't have done that. But anyway, we learned from that. But 20th consultation was his 2nd actual close, but technically 3rd close. But anyway, you have to do the numbers, and over time you get feedback from each person. You keep going and creating sales assets. So for example, instead of saying no website, they have lack of belief because of no website, they could say, I don't know, well, I don't even know what other objections people would give. Like, it's price, it's lack of certainty. Why do you have lack of certainty? You just solve that problem. Basically, you either create videos. Yeah, are you legit? Yeah. Now, are you legit? What does that mean? That means you need some sort of concrete proof in my own language. As in, what I mean is you need some sort of concrete proof in the way that I see it as actual concrete proof, which could be having a registered company in the country that you live in, or you're doing it through PayPal, or whatever the case is. And sometimes when people say, are you legit? I'm sure they would say that on the cold calls, right? Not on the sales call. Who the hell jumps on a sales call and says, are you legit? It was it on the sales call? At what point did they say, yeah, was it near the end or was it at the start?
It was actually, it was actually after, like, probably being on the phone for about 20 minutes, because he had been duped so many times by different agencies.
Right.
And so he wanted more information from me, really wanted to go ahead. That's somebody I spoke to yesterday. But then in the end, he goes, but I just want to confirm you're legit, you're this, you're that. So can you send me a website and stuff?
Yeah, so basically he's telling you what exactly he needs. So that then would be a 2-call close, as in, first call was just marinating. Okay, cool. I understand you, John. This is what you need. This is what the problems are. You really want to make this work. Okay, let's schedule a call on Tuesday. And I'm going to send you a couple of resources to go through. Just want to give you a bit of extra value, even if we don't go ahead and work together on Tuesday. Let's schedule another call. And here's my website. Here's my registered company. We're going to work through PayPal. Have a look through this, do your due diligence, and let's speak on Tuesday. Does that sound fair, John? And then you book in a second call. So for those people, they just need a bit more certainty, because they've been through bad experiences, which is fair. Like, any human would do that. But you might be thinking, even after all of this, you're just still thinking, hey, Azam, I'm not a good speaker or a salesperson. Someone's joining. Look, sales is not about speaking. It's about truly understanding the other person's problems and their goals and offering them a way to fix their problems and get them to their goals. Again, very simplified. Understand their problems, what are they going through right now, what would they like things to be like, and basically being the path for them to get from their problems to where they'd like to be. Now, very interesting stuff when it comes to using sales or persuasion, etc., in real life, like with your family members or friends, etc. I really want to explain this concept of speaking the other person's language. So when you truly understand a person, you'd notice that they tend to repeat certain things, repeat certain words. They have a way of speaking. They have these patterns that you notice. Like let's say for example, Abdurrahman's dad, is a pretty successful person. I think in the construction industry. Is that correct, Abdurrahman?
Yeah, so he's a civil engineer. However, right now he's a project manager.
Yeah. So basically, let's say for example, he's a typical professional, very successful. So you might be, stubborn. Like you might not be able to kind of convince him with your own ways. I don't know. That might not be the truth, but typically it tends to be the truth with especially my dad. But what you have to do is understand people's patterns, speaking their language. So when you tend to speak their language, let's say for example you're speaking to a baby, you wouldn't speak to the baby or convince the baby to do something in a way where you would speak to an accountant. He is stubborn. But anyway, you would speak their language. So what you need to start doing in your life is start noticing other people's patterns. There's always patterns in people if you're just aware. So to have a very blissful personal life, start noticing patterns within your husband, wife, sibling, your family members, close family members, and then you speak their language. You tend to kind of speak to them directly and exactly what they want to hear, and then it's so surprising. I've had it so many times with my family members where I've noticed patterns about them, and I say things in a way where it aligns with them, and immediately they change their mind out of nowhere. It's so interesting. So here's something that you guys can try out. So let's say for example you're trying to convince a family member to do something. Imagine this. You're trying to balance a tall object on your hand. You'd imagine you have to move the hand around to make sure the tall object doesn't fall over. So what the imagery basically means is you try different angles, as in, hey, you try convincing them by saying this. Okay, you notice, okay, it didn't work. Okay, try this. So you keep on trying different angles, and it's so surprising. After the fourth or fifth angle, it tends to work. It's just the persistence tends to work, and you might be thinking, does that seem odd? Like you keep on repeating things, they get annoyed. No, you just do it in a natural way. You just kind of try different angles. This could also apply in objection handling. You just try different angles, try and speak the other person's language, and then it's so surprising that all of a sudden they change their minds. Because all you have to do is just in that moment give the person the feeling that they should have to actually do the thing that you want them to do. That is it from this slide. I'd like to do an example call with Abdu, but before we move on, just want to confirm one more time that you have to a good extent understood what I've just covered. Please drop a 1 in the chat. I see ones coming in. This is good. You can't drop a 2 if you don't. Okay, cool. This is good enough. I should drop the 1 in the chat twice. She really understands that. Cool. Abdu, I know you mentioned that you don't want to be put on the spot. I'll be on the spot. Don't worry about it, brother. Can you please unmute yourself?
Yes, all good, brother.
Cool. So you've had 20 consultations, so you have a good idea on how your market responds, the sort of stuff they say. So we're just going to do a very, very natural call now. Please excuse the potential awkwardness because this is not rehearsed. I'm just going to be asking and making up the questions on the spot, following the same structure that I've shown you before. Okay, so I'm the person in the accounting niche. You're the accountant. So let's just start the call. I'll be as natural as I can, and let's start this. So, hey, Abdul, how's it going, brother?
I'm doing great. How about you, brother?
Pretty good. Where are you based?
I'm in Montreal. How about you?
Great. I'm the UK, Manchester. Ever been?
Okay, great, nice.
Yeah, bro. Like, tell me, do you have a accounting firm?
Yeah, so I started my accounting firm 2 years ago. So I'm looking to actually scale.
Right, right. So is it more full time right now, or is it kind of part time that you're doing this?
Yeah, right now it's a full-time thing right now. I'm really working on it every
All right.
day.
So all your attention is on this then.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it, got it. That makes sense. So a lot of pressure might be there as well if you're struggling to scale.
Yeah. So-
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
I'm asking, is there a lot of pressure then? Because you mentioned that you're struggling to scale and you're basically doing this full time. So there must be a lot of financial pressure on you then.
Yeah, I mean we're making a lot of money, but the profit is not really what I'm looking for right now. So I'm looking to get some more clients to then, get some more profits on my end.
Hmm.
Right.
By the way, for people that are listening, this is step one that I'm doing. I'm just trying to understand, find out, just kind of gauge their motivation. So, okay, Abdul, like I know you mentioned you're making a lot of money, but not enough profits. But what exactly do you mean by that? Where are all the expenses coming from? Is it more marketing? Is it fulfillment of your service? What's happening?
Yeah, so we're actually a team. I'm not alone on my firm. I'm working with two other accountants.
Mhm.
So we actually split, the revenue between all of us, and it doesn't really seem that profitable. I mean, the how can I say that? But like the annual revenue is above 100K a month. So
Mhm.
we're trying to double that right now.
Right,
So
right.
we're just looking for, yeah.
Abdul, what are your profit margins then?
The margins, I'd say it's 70%, but then we have to split it in three, and then it's not that profitable. So
Let
let's say,
me rephrase it. Let me rephrase and ask, like, what sort of margins are you keeping?
okay, so let's say every month we make about like 15K a month,
You make
and
15K.
then in profit I take home like five.
Right, so you're taking on 5K in profit.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. Like, what sort of numbers would you like to see in the next 6 months then?
I really want to hit that 10K a month, profit on my end. Yeah,
Okay, basically, you're just trying to double the profits.
yeah, exactly. That's it.
And that would mean you going from 100K to 200K.
Exactly, that's it.
Got it. Okay, cool. So what's the biggest roadblock from you getting from where you are to that 200K mark?
I'd say it's really decline acquisition because right now I'm using, referrals and whatnot, but I don't get clients that consistently. That's I do get some clients, but it's not that consistent. I think consistency is the problem here.
Right. Okay, got it. So it's just client acquisition system, but 100K a month from just referrals. So you must be very good at what you do.
Yeah, I mean, I got some some kind of luck too,
Okay.
but yeah, I don't think this is gonna actually last for a while like that. I'm actually looking for rapid growth. This is gonna take some time if I just keep doing referrals, but I'm looking
Yeah.
for something a little faster. Yeah.
Okay, got it, got it. But why though? Like, what's actually the reason? There must be like a reason where, okay, this is some sort of responsibility that I have personally, maybe business wise. We need to expand. There's pressure from the partners. But why exactly do you want the rapid growth?
It's business. Everybody wants to, double their revenue every single year, and I've been doing this for 2 years. I hit 100K, but it was really slow to hit that, right?
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. Cool. That makes sense. By the way, guys, I just finished step one. I was just trying to understand who this person is and the way he's speaking, so then I can frame the rest of the call. So now I'm going to move over to step two. But before I move over to step two, while I expand a bit more on his goals, just so it doesn't look odd and intrusive, I'm going to set the frame now. Now, setting the frame basically means, and to not over, kind of basically make it too difficult. Setting the frame is basically a way to set the expectation of how the call is going to go. Because if I keep on asking him questions, he's going to be like, "What's going on here? Is this an interview?" But what I'm going to do now is set the frame. And typically, there's always a leader in a conversation. The leader is a person that is asking the most questions. So if you give into someone's frame, that means you've subconsciously said, okay, you're the leader. And, it's very interesting how the whole conversation turns out if you just submit to the other person's frame. So I'm just going to politely ask him, indirectly that you submit to my frame. Hey, Abdul, what I'm going to do now is I understand that, at the moment you're making 100K a month and the goal is for you to double your profits. You're keeping very, very low profit margins. So what I'd like to do, brother, is just expand a bit more on your problems at the moment, what you're struggling with, what you tried, where you'd like to get to. If at the end, I feel like I can help you, I'll give you an offer. But worst case, I promise you, brother, I would be able to guide you to a better place. Sound fair?
It sounds fair, man. It's good.
And some people don't say it sounds fair. They say, or they ask a question. That means I'm rejecting your frame. They might not be doing it consciously, but they sometimes do it subconsciously because they have an ego. So if you ask me a question like, I don't know, just, yeah, but what exactly do you do? Then I would say, hey, Abdul, I completely understand you want to understand what we're doing exactly, but we'll get to that. At the moment, I don't even know if I can help you in the first place. So is it okay if I ask you a couple of questions?
Yeah, man, so no problem.
So I've asked for the frame again. Cool. So now we move over to step 2, which is understanding and expanding a bit more on their problems. So then I would ask, hey, so I know that you said you don't have a consistent client acquisition system. So right now, Abdul, if I understand this correctly, all you have is referrals. Is that correct?
That's correct, but I also tried some other stuff before. I have tried some Google ads and Facebook ads too. I didn't have that much results, so that's why we stopped doing it, because I was just burning money at that point.
Right.
And kept doing referrals. Yeah.
Okay. 2 quick questions. One, how much did you spend? And second, why do you think those ads didn't work?
Well, generally, I spent about $1,000 in 1 month on the ads. And what would happen was the leads that were coming in were not qualified generally, and
Right.
most of them would not actually answer our calls. And when they answer, they would be like, I never, filled a form or anything like that. So maybe it was just a spam. So I don't
Yeah.
really know if Facebook actually works, but I did close some leads coming from Google Ads, but it wasn't that much.
So you stopped because it wasn't profitable.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
Okay, got it. So basically, it was lack of proper systems then.
Yeah, I guess
Right.
because I was getting a lot of leads, but most of them were not qualified.
Right. Okay, got it. That makes sense. Basically, I'll do it. It's a simple question. You
Yeah.
know that Facebook ads or Google ads works, right?
I
And
mean,
it's a $1 billion industry. You know that Facebook ad works. You know that Google ad works. There's people spending $1 billion, more than $1 billion every single year on it. So can we both agree? Yes, it does work.
probably for some people, but I don't know about myself, right?
Yeah, and for yourself, the reason just simply is that you just didn't have the right system.
Okay.
Because labeling something as it doesn't work when people are spending more than $1 billion every single year is a bit unfair. So it just might be that you don't have the right system. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, cool. So here's something interesting that because we have been working with a lot of successful accounting firms, and here's something I hear from the successful ones all the time. That let's say, for example, your goal is to double your profits. You want to get to 10K a month. It's costing you 5K a month every single month, because all you need to know is the right system or the right way to get there. But because you don't have that yet, it's literally costing you 5,000 every single month. So it's an interesting way to look at systems and what you are missing out on.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's move over to, let's just imagine we're able to add that 5,000 a month. I know you mentioned you'd like to take an additional 5K a month. Why exactly is that, if you don't mind me asking? Is it more like personal reasons? Is it more that you want to expand your lifestyle a bit more, expansion of the business? Like, what's the main goal for you?
The main goal here would be, to reinvest in my business, right? To make some more money into the business so that I can make more profit in the future. Right now I'm making, 5K a month. That would be, let's say, the average wage in Canada right now. So
Yeah.
I guess I'm not really balling right now, to be honest. So I'm trying to, get that number up so that I can live a more comfortable life, right?
Got it, got it. That makes sense. But there must be a reason. You keep mentioning I want to expand, I want to put it back into the business, but there must be a reason. Like, is there anything specific?
I mean, not really. I'm just trying to expand the business. That's all. So if the business grows, my profit grows too, and then my lifestyle just becomes better and better.
Got it. So would you say, in a way, is just main goal would be expansion of the business, so your lifestyle can potentially get better as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Because also right now I'm spending a lot of time on the business, so I don't have much time with family and everything. So I often manage referrals and quite client acquisition because it's a stress for every business owner to get some clients, and then at the end of the day you just get too much into it, so you forget to spend some time with the family, and then you end up working 50 hours a week. So it doesn't really work, right?
Understood, understood. So now that's exactly what I was trying to understand. Okay, so your main goal is lifestyle, so you have time and less of
Yeah.
the stress
Yes, exactly.
and stability as well after having systems, right?
That's right. That's right.
Now, everyone listening, did you understand what I just did there? I kept on kind of asking him questions just so he can give me specifics, because once he didn't say, oh, it's just for expansion of the business. But if you keep staying on that topic, they actually gave you. Now, his actual specific goal was, I just want more time and I want more stability. Does that make sense to everyone? Is everyone following so far? I'm on step 3 right now. Perfect. One's coming in. Right. Now, after I understand his goals, then I'm going to say, hey, Abdul, I feel like I understand you to a good extent, but I'd just like to repeat back your situation, because, we don't want it to come to a point where I haven't understood you properly and I offer you something and we can't help you, and this turns out to be something terrible. So I'd like to repeat back the situation and you confirm if I've understood you correctly or not. So you're at the moment making 100,000 a month. Take home is about 5,000. You like to double that. At the moment, you only rely on referrals, so you just like to have something sustainable, so you can have a bit more peace of mind, more time with the family, expand your lifestyle a bit more by, of course, putting a lot of that money back into the business, and just stability over time, because you mentioned at the start that you don't see this going far with the way you're approaching things. Is that correct?
Yeah, you got pretty much everything correct, except the 100,000 a month. You said 100,000 a year.
Oh, apologies, my bad, brother.
Probably.
But yeah, 100,000 a month. And you also mentioned that you've been trying to do this for a while. You've tried a couple of things, Google Ads, etc. Leads came in, but nothing was, quality, and you weren't able to get that to be profitable. Is that correct as well?
Yeah, that's correct. Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So all I'd like to do, brother, is just kind of share my screen with you, give you my offer. I feel like I can help you. I'll give you my offer. I'll show you a couple of results, and then you can decide for yourself if this is the right thing or not. Sound fair, brother?
Let's try that. Let's do it.
And this is, guys, where you would share the screen and show your offer statement. Say, I help accountants get 15 plus clients within the next 90 days, blah blah blah, and then explain the process, and then do the stuff, and then the 5 screenshots that you have, you'd say, okay, this is how we would enable you to go ahead and get the closes that you want. I think I have yours here with me. Let me share that. I don't want this call to be too long. Let me do that quick. So typically I wouldn't suggest doing this much, but it's working for you, fair enough, do it. But basically you'd say the guarantee, and then you'd go straight on to, yeah, this is way too much, I wouldn't do this. But basically you go on to the screenshots, and then you'd relate that back to their desires. Hey, Abdul, how you were mentioning that you'd actually like to have qualified leads to make sure that you double your profit. This is exactly how we're going to do this. We run a campaign like this for you. Within 10 days, you could get 10 qualified leads, which would mean 5 closes. And then we can relate that back to your goals and kind of adjust it and adjust the ad spend to make sure that within the next 90 days, we are definitely going to hit your goals. Or worst case, brother, like I mentioned at the start, that you're going to get a 90-day guarantee. Worst case, it doesn't work out. So, and this is a question that I asked just to make sure that I've done my job properly. So, Abdul, after what you've seen right now with the presentation, on a scale of 1 to 10, how certain are you that if we are to work together, my marketing agency helps you get to your goals from what I've shown you. How certain are you that we will actually be able to do that? 10 being absolutely, I believe you, brother. 0 is, I don't believe you at all. You just look like everyone else that I've seen. Where are you right now?
I'd say a good, a good 7. I'd say 7.
7. Okay, cool. But what sort of questions do you have then?
It's not really questions. It's just the fact that I already tried it a little bit. I know you guys are, let's say, professionals, but I don't know like how that actually differentiates from what I've tried myself.
Yeah, so we have something called, where's your thing? See, this is why this is too much. I want to get to the 3 steps. Where's the 3 steps, bro?
It's more down, yeah, after that.
Where does it say high-end system? Anyway, the system name that I asked you guys name.
Yeah, I sent you the Google Docs after
But
that.
anyway, that is making it too long. I'd go on to that. I'd say, how high-end system. You've tried Facebook ads, you've tried Google ads. Now, have you heard of something called ChatGPT that came about end of 2022?
Yeah.
You know how it's taken over the world with literally everything.
Yeah, I remember that.
We basically incorporate the power of Facebook ads with AI and made sure that we create this high-end system to make sure we get qualified leads for accountants to then be able to hit your goals. Now, I understand your concern, Abdul. You are a pretty busy guy. You want to make sure that, on top of the referrals and all the stuff that you have to do in your business, you make sure that your time moving forward is spent on the right thing. Best thing I could say, brother, is you think I understand you, right? I've understood your situation.
Yeah, pretty much.
And do you understand the guarantee that we've given?
Yeah, I understand that too, yeah.
Which basically means worst case, you have nothing to lose. Best case is you actually get to the goal.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
Abdul, my final question would be, is this something you'd actually like to get started with?
I mean, I'd say yes. Now, only thing is, I don't really know, your company. I know you're based in the UK, but
Yeah.
I'd like to see some more, let's say, referrals and some more clients who we worked with.
Sure.
I know, yeah. So that would actually help me, get some more trust into your business
Oh, no
or
problem.
website or anything like that. Some resources.
Yeah, fair enough. Look, I know you have to make the right decision. Here's what I'll do. I'll send you a couple of resources. I'll send you a couple of screenshots with my company information. I'll send you the contract over. Let's revisit this in the next 2 days. Today is Saturday. Do you think we can meet again about Monday, 5 p.m.?
Monday, yeah, 5 p.m. sounds good to me.
All right, cool. So what I'll do is I'll send you a couple of documents. You can look over them. Send you a couple of videos as well of mine. Just have a look through them, and we'll meet again on Monday. And then you just tell me a yes or a no. Worst case, I'll guide you to a better place. Sound fair?
Sounds fair.
All right, cool.
I just need to know like what's actually the actual price to start with you.
Yeah. So the price is, again, that's if you again decide to go ahead and join us. We'll kind of discuss that. Let's keep that for Monday. Let's focus more on the things that you'd like to get done right now, which is looking through my company, going through all my resources, and I'll be able to see if we are able to help you properly on Monday, according to whatever feedback that you give to us, and then we'll discuss the price then. Sound fair, brother?
Okay, sounds good. Let's see you on Monday then.
Reason I didn't tell the price right now is because he showed uncertainty. If I tell him the price right now, he'll get even more uncertain because he's not fully certain about the concept and the company and the business yet. Does that make sense, everyone? See the ones. Perfect. I feel like this call was pretty long. Hopefully you guys found it useful. I don't really believe in role play too much. I believe in just doing it like Nisreen said at the beginning. But hopefully you got an idea on how I would conduct these calls, because I have for a very long time. But what I can confidently say is this script, this structure, you can use being a car salesman. You can literally go in any industry. But yeah, we'll end it here. Jazakallah for that, Dana. Hopefully, this helps you, and inshallah, you get a close in the next couple of days. But if you have any questions, Samira's calendar 10-minute call is open. Of course, be respectful of her time, and our one-on-ones will have them officially in phase 3 if and whenever needed. And inshallah, I will catch you guys next week. Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام.